everybody, hello, it's Sunday again. Can you believe it? Where did the weeks go? I don't know. Anyway, I've got I've prepped a load of stuff, and then just in the last half hour I've changed my mind completely. But we'll get there, it's okay. Today I will be using this die that you've seen me use before. It's a big die, and I think it's now discontinued, actually. I'm not sure if they've brought it out again as a Thinlits die. They've done that with a lot of the big dies. But this one is called Baggage Claim, and it's number 664439. And I think I got mine off eBay, actually, because they were discontinued even when I bought mine, which is quite a while ago. But I've used it a lot. You've seen me use it a lot. I just love it. It's a bit fussy and fiddly, but well worth it, I think. So I was going to do it on ordinary mixed media paper and put all the colours in myself. And then I found a piece of mop-up paper, this in fact. And I thought, oh, it would look really nice cut out of there. And then when I started to ink it, I realised that actually there's something on here that is repelling the ink. I don't know what it is. Might be acrylic spray. I'm not sure what it is. So I've had to use the other side, which wasn't my side of choice. But, you know, now I've made one. I quite like it. Looks aged, doesn't it? So I think the first thing to do is to make the suitcases up, so all these little bits that go with it aren't going to get lost, because I've already lost one corner. But never mind. Right, so which one do the straps that go on one of them, and I can't remember which one. That one, I think. So the straps, you also get these two little buckles, and this really is a fiddly little bit to do. So just corners.
Some spares.
Oh, Mr. F's provided spares. So you just make that hole as large as you can, and you thread this strap through it, which is never really easy. If you have the paper pad from Stamperia called Atelier des Arts, I can't get this through. There is a stack of suitcases in there already done, and all you need to do is fussy cut it out, which is probably much easier. I did a mock-up of this last night and it went really easily, but you know, roll the cameras and you just can't tell what's going to happen. Oh, come on. It's a bit early to be saying, oh, come on, isn't it? We've just started. I'm going to get my tweezers and make that hole, that slit in there, as big as I can without tearing the paper. Right, surely that wants to go through. Surely. I should have made this one up, shouldn't I? There we are, I've got it through. So that pulls up like that. Like that. Okay, great. So that's kind of the buckle thing that goes on the suitcase. Like that. So I'm going to do the other one while I'm flushed with success. You might not think it's successful, but it worked, didn't it? I've got it in the end. So I'm going to shove my tweezer point through that slit and open it up. See, it's little things like this that take forever. They do. They take forever. And you sort of say to yourself, is it worth it? And it depends what mood you're in, doesn't it, on any given day. If you're in the mood for fiddling around, then yeah, it's worth it. If you're in the mood for getting some serious pages in your journal made, no, don't go down this route. I don't know why. It's really misbehaving, this is. Doesn't always do this, sometimes just goes flying through.
Because you're on camera.
Because I'm on camera. Go on. Go on. You're so nearly there. Oh,
Want me to do it?
no. Thanks. I'm going to do it because it's just being awkward. It's trying to get the better of me. Oh yeah, go on then. Yeah, because I bent the end over and everything. I need it to look like that one. Thank you. It's not even listening to me now. Right, so let's do the suitcases. That at least we can do. So this top here goes over that suitcase there. And that top there goes over that one. But I want to age them up a bit. I want to grime them up. So I'm going to use my ground espresso. And I haven't got a dauber for it, so I've only got a finger dauber. That's fine, that'll do. And I'm going to do the lid first and just make sure that I've got quite a bit of ink at the edge. On both sides, I should say, rather than the edge. And then along the top, you see I've been spraying something through a stencil here. But it's alright. It'll all look alright on the end, in the end. So that's grimed that up a bit. I don't think I can get any ink, thank you, on the end, on the edges, because it's gloss. But that's okay. Let's see what I can get on this one. Yeah, this is better. This has just had ink on it, I think, and it's taken the other ink perfectly well. But I do want, see when that goes on there like that, I do want there to be a bit of wear sort of under the lid. So I'm going to come from the top down to there, just so it looks a bit grimy. Let's put that back on there and see what that looks like. Yeah, that's fine. Quite like that. It looks aged, decrepit, a bit like me. There we go. Excuse me. Right, let's stick this on then. So really, I wanted to do this fairly quickly. I didn't want this to be a whole thing. I have had videos before where I've shown you doing all 6. I mean, there are 3, but you can kind of swap them around, swap the straps and handles and stuff around, so you can end up with 6 different ones if you like. There we are, that's lovely. So where's my straps? Thank you, Mr. F. Oh no, it's there. Thought I'd lost one. That's the wrong way, isn't it? Yeah, it's the wrong way.
Went through the wrong way, yeah.
I might get it in there now because it's kind of open. Yeah, look at that. There we go. So that's perfect where it is actually. So I'm going to glue underneath there to keep the buckle down. Like that. And then glue all along the back. And the back of that buckle. So let's pop that on there. I think this wasn't meant for this one because it's slightly too long. But that's okay, I don't really mind. I've stuck some of my blue towel to it now. I'm going well today. Today's doing really, I'm really, really good today. Then again, not.
Time to pack your bags and go.
Yeah, let's just say goodbye. Oh dear me. So a little bit of glue on there. Turn it over. Glue the other side. But you're glad I've already done one, aren't you, really? Let's be honest. It's not the most exciting start to a live I've ever done. But
Michelle was just saying the lives have grown.
Yeah, they have grown.
I could
They'll
see
be
them shrinking before my eyes.
They'll be shrinking soon. But they're not right, but I'm living with it. It's okay. Right, so now the handle. I just need my tweezers to hang on to that. Otherwise, I cover too much of it up with my fat fingers. Did anybody watch Timmy's live yesterday? 3.5 hours? I must say no, I didn't. I'd had a sneak peek at what the stamps were, and I must say, they didn't grab me. None of them. Oh, come on. What's going on today? Please, somebody tell me. Have I been naughty or something? Right, so there we have it. There's suitcase number 2. So we've got suitcase number 1, number 2. And now we've just got to quickly make up number 3. So first thing to do is to ink it. Let's ink the top first. So in from the edges. This would have been easier if I had actually used the plain mixed media paper. I wouldn't have any of the problems that I've got with this. But, you know, I didn't. So let's live with it and overcome. We shall overcome.
Judy G said she watched about 15 minutes.
Ah.
And Jen says she loves the little suitcase. No Timmy here. I just wait to see what you think, Fiona.
All right. Well,
you're going to make or break him.
I don't think so. Yeah, I've looked at the stamps and the stencils. I didn't think there was anything I needed in my life, which is, I mean, that's totally bizarre that I would say that about a Timmy release. But no, I didn't. I thought a lot of his stencils looked like Dina Wakley, would be more at home with them. You know, I don't know. It's like he's changed all of it. There was one stamp that was what you might call traditional Timmy. And the rest of it, it's like he's changed. You know, like this new backdrops that he's brought out and stuff. They're not traditional Timmy. And we love traditional Timmy. I've just got a bit too much ink down there and it's not pleasing me. So I'm just going to take a paper towel and a bit of water and just move that around if I can. If I found the water would be better, yeah. Just going to wipe that off a little bit. That's better. Stick the lid on. So yeah, I think Timmy's going through a period of change, and I'm not altogether convinced that I like it. I mean, I like the bright backdrops, but I was doing a Timmy project earlier in the week, and honestly, I couldn't find a place for them. They're too bright. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a bit fond of grunge and stuff, but I think they need their own project, you know, Timmy Bright. Oh dear. Let's put the handle on this. I do like this paper though, the fact that it's, you know, been used before, if you like. If there's a knock at the door, don't worry, I'm expecting Amazon. He's bringing some really interesting stuff today. He's bringing sugar-free jelly crystals, which is not some weird way of crafting. It's just that none of our local shops have them, so we had to order them from Amazon. And the other thing he's bringing, I hope, is a set of plates from a Gemini MIDI. These are the corners that go on. Because my plastic plate is really like a banana. I mean, it's worse than a banana, actually. So I've ordered two cutting plates, and I'm hoping that they're going to work with the Gemini MIDI. If not, you know, Amazon are great at returns, so they can just go back. I've lost one of these. Oh no, Mr. F found me some more, didn't he? Some alright. I was going to say I've lost one, but actually part of it's not going to be on the thing anyway, so that doesn't really matter.
Jen says she's amazed they knock. Here they just drop and run.
Oh really? No, they knock.
No.
They're always very courteous, and then the next thing that happens is you get an email saying your Amazon order has been delivered. Please rate your your delivery experience. So sometimes, depends what mood I'm in, I'll fill it in and I'll say they were very courteous, which they always are. Other times I don't fill it in at all. I've got another corner for there, but like I say, part of it's going to be hanging off, so I'm not overly worried about that, really. So let's stick these on. And they go like that, I think. I could probably have done with being a bit darker brown, but it's not. So let's live with it. I wasn't in a devil may care mode, but now things have started to go wrong. I am. So, I know that some of you at least are following along with the Ultimate Flippy Flappy Journal. I think that's what it's called. It's called the Ultimate, Mr. F.
Mega.
Mega Flippy Flappy. And it is mega. It actually is mega. And I know that some of you want, you know, a file with all the measurements in, etc., etc. We did consider doing that. Honestly, though, it's just such a huge tackle. I'd almost have to make one and take photographs at every, you know, juncture with measurements, etc., etc. It's too much for me. I can't bear it. So I'm afraid you're going to have to watch the videos if you want to make one for yourself. Way, come here, you little... Yeah, on the videos I do give you all the measurements, and well, I think they're pretty precise instructions. Time will tell when somebody says to me, I followed your instructions and it didn't work. Oh dear, let's hope that doesn't happen. Right, so there we are. I've got my suitcases made up. I have made better suitcases in my life, but I do actually quite like them. They look very vintage, don't they? Yeah, I quite like those. They're all right. So let that be a lesson to you. Always keep your mop-up papers. They're really handy for flowers, for, you know, leaves, for this sort of thing. So as well as all your offcuts and all your book pages that you've used for glue and everything else, all the boxes you've got around me, make sure you keep your mop-ups. Yeah. Right, I'm going to put some colour. This is mixed media paper.
Jim says, oh, you can be a lazy crafter like me and purchase a Flippy Floppy for your original.
Well, yeah, you've got one to copy. So you actually could. I must say that each time I do it, something alters. You know, this will be the third time, well, I'm halfway through, Timmy, third stroke fourth time that I've done it, and yeah, they're different each time, to be honest. But that's, you know, I get there and I think, oh, another page there would look quite nice, and then, you know, reach the end, and I've had to extend the spine on some of them because it's just too fat. Right, what I'm going to do is use some distress paints. I've chosen Vintage Photo and Fossilised Amber. Don't know why. I don't know why, and I don't even know if they're going to be right. But we'll give them a go. And I'm just going to put them on with my brayer. So nothing complex or complicated here, guys. Easy. Easy stuff. I bet you I can still get it wrong, but easy. So let's use this is, oh, I just said that, didn't I? It's vintage photo. Let's put that down there.
Yeah, so that's great. It'd be boring if you had to make the same one all the time.
Yeah, no, I think that's what it is. I just can't. My mind just won't let me. I need to change it up. So just load your brayer up, and you do that by going through the paint and lifting it off. Going through it again. Don't keep rolling backwards and forwards, because the paint you've just put on, you'll roll off. So just like that, and then down onto your page. And look at that. I mean, just, I love it. I just love the marks brayer makes. They're just gorgeous. There's no way you could do that any other way apart from with a brayer. Lovely, that's great. Mr. F, could you hand me a piece of that mixed media paper, and I'll do my level best.
Size one.
Yeah. I'll try and pick some of this inky stuff up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm just going to dilute that down with a bit of water. And just see how much of it I can pick up. Oh, look at it. Oh my goodness me. That is nice. I love these marks when it goes like that. It's just fabulous. Let's add a bit more water.
Kathy says she's never used a brayer for painting before, so cool.
Cool.
She only tried it once, inspired by you. It's so fun.
It is fun. It's like an immediate background.
Catherine McKay, love the effect. I haven't done it before, but now we'll have to.
Oh, thank you, Catherine with a K. Hope you had a nice birthday. Thank you to Roz for putting everybody's birthday up. She is brilliant. Even, you know, lately when she hasn't been feeling great, she hasn't missed a beat. She is a remarkable lady. Thank you, Roz.
Aisha says she could have fallen asleep to that brayer sound.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right, so that's probably about all I can get up, and that's fine. That's a good start to a background again, isn't it? Let's get some of my blue roll and let's...
And Louise says, now I want the paints.
Oh, the paints. They have uses. You know, the paints. Doing inky backgrounds is great. I love it. It's one of my, like, hobbies, doing inky backgrounds. But as soon as you put the next colour on, of course, it interacts with the colour that's there before because they're water reactive. Now, the acrylic paints are also water reactive when they are wet. So as long as you spray them or do whatever you're going to do to them when they're wet, you can move them around, you can mix them with other colours, you can do what you like. But once they're dry, they're dry. You won't shift them. And that can be advantageous, because if you want to do an inky background with a couple of colours, then set your first one, you know, put it on, leave it to dry or heat set it or whatever, and then you can go in with your other colour. Take this to the sink, it's much easier than this. You can go in with another colour and it won't mix with the colour that you've already got on. So yeah, they have a use other than it's just another distress product that you need. I really like my distress paints. They're lovely. Right, so there we have it. That's the background. So I've got a choice of two now. I've got ground espresso, which is nice and dark, or I've got fossilized amber. I don't know really. What's going to go with that? Probably the ground espresso actually. So let's go with that. I probably don't need as much paint as I put out for the vintage photo, but we'll see. Just put it in a line like that your brayer can pick up. It's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous, I tell you. I haven't got a lot of paint down there, and I think I might need a little more, but I'm going to reassess the fossilised amber situation. That's quite nice, but I think the suitcases are a bit lost, aren't they? They're what you might call lost. So put a bit of water on there. This is pretty dry now.
Kathy wants to know if you use ordinary acrylic.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's similar to the watercolour pencils. Any woodless watercolour pencil is the same as a distress crayon, really. The reason we buy distress is because they've got the colours on them that we instantly recognise. You know, ground espresso we know is dark brown, blah, blah. So, but yeah, any acrylic, you can do this with any acrylic. I've done it more with other acrylics than I have. Look at that, it's shaping up really nicely, isn't it? Ooh, ooh. Let's clean this up. Not sure whether or not to add a pink to this. No, I haven't lost my marbles. I'm just thinking that the suitcases have got pink in them.
I could always take that and wash it each time if it makes life easier.
No, it's alright. It's okay. That's about as clean as it ever is, to be fair. Right, yeah. So, question is, look. These are going to go here. Kind of like that. What colour do I need to add? I think pink would look quite nice. I also think antique linen would look quite nice because that's kind of antique linen colour, isn't it? Okay. Oh, can't reach.
What do you want?
I'll just take the whole thing. Here, have a look at my paint drawer. It's gorgeous. Look at it. Have I got any antique linen? It would appear not. What's that? Antique linen. What are you going on about? Yeah, I think that might look quite nice. I'll do that and then I will revisit the pink situation. That's Kitsch Flamingo. It's never even been opened. What other pink have I got that would kind of go with that? Pinks are funny colours, aren't they? How about that one? What's that? Saltwater taffy, yeah. I think that's it actually. Right, I'll leave those out and we'll see where we get to. It's a struggle, isn't it? I'm just going to waft over that with some heat. It's all right, but I just want to make sure it's properly dry. Don't give acrylic paint, any acrylic paint, too much heat because it's basically a plastic, and like any other plastic, if you heat it too much, it'll bubble and you won't like it. That is a technique, you can do that, but on this it's not what I'm after. Right.
Says, oh, keep the paint upside down. Genius.
I just got so fed up of picking them up and turning them round. Cheers, everybody. Gin and tonic today.
Though I must say, with all of Tim's branding, the colours they put on them are never what's inside.
No.
The ink pads, they're nothing like what's on top.
Lumberjack pink.
Lumberjack pink, yeah.
That just really got my goat, that did. Lumberjack. Lumberjack plant. You know, listening to him describe it, it was this red that we'd been waiting for. And it's... Don't get me on about lumberjack pink. Right, so with all the paints, whether you've got the old ones with the dabber tops or these ones with the flip tops, you've got to shake them all till you can hear the ball bearings are moving freely around. So I haven't got much of this. I just want to see what it does really first off. No, it's going grey. I don't like that much. That's not what was needed. You know, people say about mixed media, how do you know when to stop? You know when to stop when you've gone one step too far. That's the truth. When you think, oh, wish I hadn't done that. Yeah, you've gone too far. And up until then, you haven't got a clue. You're sailing along nicely. Looks all right on there. So I'm going to jizz this up with a bit of saltwater taffy. That's what I'm going to do. That's getting more and more interesting. Let's clean this up. Am I right in thinking that Tim's still got one neutral colour to show us this year, to introduce us to this year? Or have we had all that we're getting? Is this open? I can't ever remember. Oh yeah, it's got some paint on the lid. That's a sure sign. I just think this will go with that and might bring it out a bit more.
Denise says she's not chatting because she's watching you and working on the Peter Pan LGB.
Ah, lovely. And your very nice posh craft space.
And Jenny says, what is that you're making this be? Looks super cool.
I'm making a tag. That brown is sapping the colour out, but it's kind of like perfect. Oh, that's great. I wasn't expecting that. It's really, really nice. I guess the way to have kept the brightness of the saltwater taffy is to put it down first and then put the colours on top. But that, I'm in love with that. It's gorgeous. Let's just go a couple of times across the way, just to, you can see that coming out now. Yeah, that's fine. What do they look like? I wouldn't say they look brilliant, but I've had fun making the background, so that's the main thing.
Ian says that pink makes it look like an ancient Greek wall or something.
Yeah, kind of murally. I forgot I was picking this up and I've added too much water now. Let's go on this side. This will be a good base for another colour on top of it, I would say, at some stage in the future. There we are, it's a start. It's a start. Okay, leave that there. Right, let's wipe this up. That's the last time I'm doing wiping up for a while anyway. Okay, cookie.
That is nippy and me. I would never looked at that and said pink.
No, I know. Yeah, I know where you come from. In fact, it's got a purple tinge to it.
Now, Kyung Sung, is that pink flamingo?
No saltwater taffy, would you believe? But it's had some sort of reaction to something, and it's gone, can you see? It's gone like a heathery colour. Who knows how paint works? Not I. Right, let's cut out our tag out of here. Is it dry? No, it's not. No. I just want to dry it before I put it into my Timmy trimmer. I mean, I do often put wet things in my Timmy trimmer, but not acrylic paint. So, I guess you're all wondering what the theme is for this week. Given Mr. F's cryptic clue.
I could show them it again if you want.
Yeah, show them it again. So what did we have? We had two people. We had Mr. F and Miss P sitting in a boat in the middle of the sea. We had four legs. We had water. All sorts of things. Any of those could have been the clue.
Jenny says beach nautical. Kyung says sailing. Kathy says
Well, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is, and the more you know Mr. F, the more you know that he kind of likes his cryptic puzzles here. I'm just going to stop here and tell anybody who doesn't follow us generally that our tags are 3 3/4 by 7. So I'm actually going to cut that bit off because it's a bit heavy on paint. So I'm going to bring that across a bit and cut it off there. Yeah, the clue, the theme this week is four-legged friend. Yeah, I wouldn't have got it either. But that's what it is. And it doesn't have to be a friend. It's just four-legged animals. So, you know, not birds or fish or anything like that. Because fish don't have legs. Oh, what am I doing now? What am I doing? I'm trying to find where 7 inches is so I can cut this off. I'm not sure that's exactly square, you know. Is that square? Does that look square? It's perfectly square. Oh well.
that's why it doesn't look square.
Yeah. Right, I just want my pencil. Oh. So 7 inches there. And I'm going to trim that off and then we've got the bit for the tag. I think that's it there. It's all a bit mottled so it's hard to see. So we've got this, which is our background, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure it's perfect for the suitcases, but hey-de-ho, it's nice. Right, so what I want on the bottom of here, I'll cut my angles out now so you can see that it is actually a tag. Or it is going to be a tag. Nearer the mark. There we go. Well, I definitely would not have said there's saltwater taffy in that. No way would I. It really doesn't look like it. But you watch me put it on. Maybe that, you know, it's better to let things dry in between layers. You get more of what you're after. So what I want is, I want my suitcases up the side, you know, staggered a little bit like that, maybe in a little bit more. I want a four-legged friend down here. I want a Timmy Peeps up here. I'm going to use a clock on this side, and if I've got any flowers at all that are the right thing, I'm going to garnish with flowers. I went shopping to Hobbycraft yesterday to get some, just the cheap mulberry flowers, not Prima or anything like that. £57 it cost me, £57. Oh dear, I was saying to Keon last night, it's just ridiculous. So I want these to be on a base and I want it to look like stone. So I've got this. It's called Cosmic Shimmer Granite Paste. And it's quite old, look, it was $3.99. I bet it's more than that now. It came in one of Mr. F's job lots. And it's called Cecilia Gold. Directions for use. I should have read this before I used it yesterday. This paste can be applied by spatula, brush or sponge. Apply by smoothing over craft project in one direction. Should paint come into contact with the eyes, rinse with clean water and seek medical advice. Keep out the reach of children. You shouldn't have let me have it. Right, so I'm going to use my brick stencil and just get the spatula and put this down. So it's going to be like the floor, the ground, should I say. That's what it looks like. It looks pretty gross. It says put it in one direction, doesn't it? Didn't read that yesterday. So I'm going to put it... It didn't say about putting it over a stencil, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to have to go in two directions to start with, just to get it to fill that stencil. It's very, very, very gritty. Just found it. I was looking for something in the drawer and I came across it and thought, ooh, what's that then? This might be a bit wide, you know, but you can always cut it down, can't you? Easier to cut it down than add a... Oh, it feels like it's gone very quiet. Right, there we go. So I'm going to do it all in one direction as it says. There we go, let's do that. Oh, that's a bit of a mess. I think it's because the background is so busy. But never mind, it'll dry. It dries better than it looks wet. Let's pick up this. Oh, look at it, it's horrible stuff. Shove all that back in there. Implore Mr. F to wash my stencil and my spatula. It's just the very bottom there.
Implore, is that exactly the same as telling me to do it, except we're on camera?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Hang on. It's not wide enough. I need to add another bit. That's awkward, isn't it? That's a really clean version of what I was going to say. Right, let's just put that there. Get some more of this on the back of the spatula. I don't know if when this was new it was a bit softer, but it's really, really gritty.
She says she always holds her breath when working with stencil. She was holding it right then.
Oh, don't! You might go unconscious or something and miss something exciting. I doubt it, but you might. There we are, that'll be long enough now. Yeah, that'll be fine. Thank you, my dear. That's marvellous. So yeah, we'll wait for that to dry. I seem to remember it didn't take long. Have I got any blue roll out? No. Yeah, I wouldn't, if you have that stuff, I wouldn't be leaving it, or even Tim's grit paste, I wouldn't be leaving it on your stencil very long, because it looks to me like it could damage it. I'm going to give it a bit of a blast with the heat gun, and it does begin to look a bit more granity as it dries. Oh, it's quite shiny. give it a go from underneath. Yeah, it sort of goes darker when it dries and looks a bit more organised. Yeah, that's pretty dry, you know, already. Yeah, not bad at all, thank you.
Welcome.
So, I want to add that to there. And I think I've got 4 sort of bricks high. I think I probably only want 3. So let's cut that off at 3.
Kathy says, do you feel like a bricklayer? Yes, but I couldn't eat a whole one.
The bricklayer's arms. I'm just going to cut that off to there. I don't really know where I need it to. And I am going to stick that on there. It's very, very shiny and granity looking. It's quite nice actually. Right.
Jen says, does it have some sparkle in the paste?
Yeah.
She missed the description.
Yeah, I don't know if it said sparkle or not, but it's more sparkly than you'd think. But granite itself, the actual rock, does have sparkle in it, quite a lot of mica, you know, naturally occurring. And Aberdeen, up in the north of Scotland, is called, you get your geography lesson now, you see as well, is called the Granite City, because it's built out of granite. And it sparkles. I mean, it's not like diamonds or anything, you know, but it does sparkle. You know, the roads and... yeah, it's just impressive to see. Aberdeen is a nice city, full stop, actually. I used to go there as a child, well, just outside Aberdeen, because my aunt and uncle had a house there. Well, they had several houses, but only one they lived in. And we used to go there, myself and my sister, for part of our summer holidays to give my mother a rest. I don't think we were that bad. And yeah, used to get to see the Granite City then. And even as a little girl, I remember being impressed by it. Right, so let's just cut off that bit we don't need. Right, so I've got some ground at the bottom. Excellent. I feel more grounded. Right, I'm just a bit worried. Are they going to get lost? I don't know what I'm going to do if they do. Like, I'm just saying. They're kind of the wrong colour now, but never mind. So I'm going to do that, chop that off. I don't know, I think it looks okay. It's not wonderful. It's not wonderful. And the 4-legged friend I've chosen... well, I'll show you the one that I did for my prep. That's the one I did for my prep. And the 4-legged friend is the dog out of Tim, the Timmy Peeps pack. So that's what the... I should have done that, shouldn't I, for the demo. Should have done it. That's what I've got prepped in my bag. But I decided, no, it's going to go rogue. It hasn't exactly worked. Oh, well, what can you do? Yeah, the 4-legged friend I'm going to use is, some of you won't know this, but it's Bobby. It's our little Bobby. We lost Bobby a little while ago, and I thought 4-legged friend, we use Bobby. So, do I want him that side with the cases here? I think they look better there. Make room for his head. Like that. Come back. And that there. Then I want my little Peep. Where's she? Where has she gone? Oh, don't disappear on me. I can't bear... oh, here she is. Just as well I moved that, isn't it? She was there. So she's going to sit there like that. They're a bit on the wonk, but I'll put them right. And then I want the clock just as a something up here really. And I didn't have enough of the gold shiny paper, the mirror card stuff, so it's going to have to go kind of like that. And then I can debate whether I've got flowers. I want to add flowers. Quite like the flowers on here. Maybe slightly overly flowery, but is there such a thing? Is there really? No. I even added sequins to this. Yeah, I don't know. It's growing on me, this. It's kind of growing on me a little bit. Maybe it's because old Bob's there. So, right. Let's stick Bob on first, because he is the most important, because it's about four-legged friends. Well, it's not really. They don't have to be a friend. Just four-legged people. Not people. People don't have four legs.
Maybe down south.
Maybe down south. Sorry, Tony. I know you don't have four legs. I'm just going round him with the black just to get rid of that white edge there. And I'm going to stick him on first. I could have him like that and chop his bum off. Let me see what I think of that. No, I quite like having all of him on. I'm going to put all of him on. He was a funny little boy, was Bob, and everybody in the group knew him because he used to bark and he used to go mad if Mr. F was out and came home. If I was making a video, everybody would hear him going ballistic. But unfortunately he had an incurable infection in his ears, and he had an operation to clean it out, but the vet said when it comes back there's nothing we can do. So unfortunately that was Bob. You need to come down a bit, lad, down to there. I think so. So there he is. Okay, stick. Yeah, Jen was asking about sparkle. Look at this, Jen. Are you ready? I don't know if you can see it exactly. Can you see it? It's really sparkly. It's so sparkly, it's not, the whole thing isn't showing up very well because it's sparkly. Right, okay. So I'm going to put that there. Let's just crack on with it. I've wasted enough of your time, I think, by flapping around. After I've done this, I'll show you the mega journal that we're doing at the moment. So as those of you who haven't been watching the videos, tut tut, can see what we're up to. And I also want to say, well, there's so many people I want to thank. You all know who you are. And I'm very grateful to each and every single one of you that's donated to our channel. You know, all the paints I've got, all the inks I've got, this that I've got, every single thing that I have is because of you guys. And it enables me to show it to you, to introduce you to it, which I wouldn't be able to do without it. You know, we aren't wealthy. You could say we're not wealthy. And so we absolutely, we are so grateful. Thank you. And earlier in the week, because people kept asking me, could they have where had I got the papers from for the teal, pink and white flippy floppy that I made. And actually Kerry Betts had made them for me with a set from Etsy. It was a set that was sold specifically for designers to make things with. And so I approached her and asked her if she would do that. She's just wonderful. She's so talented, that girl. And she made me those papers. And so I didn't like to say to people, oh yes, I'll send them to you, because I kind of felt they weren't mine. But I approached Kerry and asked her, and she said, they are yours, do with them as you wish. So I put them on my Ko-fi site, which you could download them for free, or you could leave a donation if you wanted to. And so many of you have left donations, and thank you so much. Like I say, even if it's £1, it's important, because it adds up to somebody else's £1, and before you know it, you've got £6 and you can buy an ink pad. So it's all important to us. So thank you very, very much.
She says your wealth is your creativity, Miss P. It's amazing.
You just can't take it to Tesco though, can you? You can't stand there with a trolley full of shopping and say, how much creativity do I owe you? But thank you, that's sweet of you. So this one can come over a bit like that. I think that's okay, maybe not quite so far. Look at the colour on the back, it's so pretty. But like I say, I don't know what it was, but it would not take ink. I even tried paint on it. It didn't want to have paint either. So I don't know. Something awkward.
As well as that design tape.
Oh, Timmy's design tape. What a nightmare we've had with it. Trying to get something to stick to it. What an absolute nightmare. There is no glue that I have that will stick it. The collage medium, the collal, the Queen's glue. Nothing that I have that will stick.
Double-sided.
Nothing, not even double-sided. It just shuns it. Shuns it. So I'm just going to trim these up here. Oops, I'm off on a canter before I begin. Oh, that's a bit thick. Whew, there we go. So we've got some little bits of suitcases in case we ever need them. And that's that.
Carry-on luggage.
Carry-on. I quite like that. Yeah, carry-on luggage. That's funny, that Mr. And I'm going to sit her at the top there, like that. She could probably do with having some dimensional tape behind her, because her legs are on the suitcase, which is quite thick. So yeah, I'm going to find some dimensional tape. Have I got any in here? Of course I have. Nancy sent me dimensional tape. It's a good while ago now. It's over a year ago. And at the time I didn't use it. I wasn't using it, And it got put away. And now that I use it, it's such a trove. It's such a trove of goodness. Because she sent me thin and thick and all sorts of stuff. So thank you, Nancy and Will. I don't know if I'm going to get another piece down there, am I? Oh, I didn't want it that far down, did I? Because it's... Oh. Think, woman, think. Come on. You can do better than this. Can I? I don't know about that. And a little bit on her head. Just like there would be perfect. Now, the other trick that Nancy told me is to put glue over your double-sided, and then you've got a second to move it around if you need to.
She says, am I the only one who thinks the collage medium doesn't quite do what it's meant to?
Oh no, you're not.
I've had the worst time with it.
Collage medium, it doesn't do what it's meant to do, no. I'm just going to lock in where her double-sided tape starts onto there. No, it does not. I have watched so many Timmy lives, almost every one up until quite recently, when I became slightly disenchanted. But on every single video, he says, and here it is, he says, collage medium, it has a drying time, a sticking time of now. Now, to me, that means I put something down and it's stuck. I'm willing to concede that might be a slight exaggeration, but it just doesn't stick. I mean, it might in the end. I stuck some gems with it yesterday, and they wouldn't stick. And in the end, I just put a splotch of that, put the gem on top. And when I came back this morning, they'd stuck. But I don't know actually how long it had taken them. So no, I'm very disenchanted with it, to be honest. I'm disenchanted with a lot today, aren't I? Timmy, collage medium. Right, so I want this clock just to kind of carry the whole thing up. So I'm just going to put glue everywhere. I'll cut off what I don't need.
And Kathy was asking if collage medium is the same as Mod Podge.
No. No, it is matte. I will say that for it. And any Mod Podge I've had, although I haven't had any for years, has been shiny. Even the stuff that says it's matte, it's shiny, which I don't like. It's kind of good for collages, I guess, because it dries, as I say, it dries matte. And with collages, it doesn't matter if it grabs instantly or not. Where's 12? 12's there. See if oh no, I can't do 12. It's there, look. Well, it's going to have to be a bit upside down, this clock, but, that's okay. Everything else about the tag's upside down anyway.
It's in honour of Kerry.
In honour of Kerry, we have an upside down clock. It's not even straight up and down. So no, I'm not in love with collage. I see, if you watch Susie or Marliese, his makers, watch their videos, they all use collage medium. And how on earth do you get it to stick? What's the trick? Right, there we are. So I need to ink around there. And that's kind of my tag done. It's only taken an hour. I'm going to try Vintage Photo, see what it looks like. And if it doesn't look right, I'll move on to something darker. I think it might be okay. It's very coarse, that granite. It's going to wreck my dauber. Very coarse. Just coming in a little bit from the edge as well. So I just want it to look like it's been inked. So you might have found some things to pick up from that. I don't know. A lot of things went wrong, but you learn by that, don't you? Right, there we go. So, question is, does it want flowers or not? I quite like it as it is, but I wouldn't mind her having some little flowers in her hand. Let's, oh blimey, see what flowers I've got. I think I might have put most of them away. Yeah.
Can you get the feet?
Yeah, please. It's just a bit of a stretch. Thank you. Yeah, here's 57 quid's worth. Well, I didn't buy them all yesterday either. Oh, I've got those ones, look, that came from Ali. They're quite nice. And they've got that colour in, which is what the saltwater taffy ended up being, and a sort of saltwater taffy colour. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that.
That was easy.
That was easy, thank you, my love.
Tickle the others back.
So that colour, the purpley colour, and it's kind of peachy colour, isn't it? That one. See what they look like. I think they're all right. Quite like them. Maybe one down by Bob's foot, possibly. But let's see this. Right. So somebody told me, it could have been Keong actually, that she just takes the middle out and sticks a gemstone. Could have been Judy. I can't remember. Somebody anyway. They just take the middle out and stick a gemstone there. Which makes good sense to me.
Aisha says Bobby would look good with a flower on his collar.
It'd hide his face. I won't be able to see his face. He's got such a lovely little face. So I'm kind of preserving those because I'm not entirely convinced that I'm not going to use them again. And then this one. I don't know, 3 might be enough on the whole thing.
People have been inspired by your brayer technique.
The brayer is, yeah, don't forget that, because it's just a great way of getting the colour down, kind of randomly.
Judy says she always replaces the middle with gems.
Ah, it must have been you that told me, Judy.
And Kathy says pearls work too.
Yeah, they would, I guess. What did I do with my little box of gems that I bought yesterday? Ah, here it is. Look at this little box of gems. And they come out the bottom like that. Huh? They're just small. I think they might be Aurora Borealis or something.
Aurora, don't they?
Yeah. 36 inches of adhesive gems on a roll. Retained packaging for future reference. This is not a toy. For decorative purposes only. Blue, they're called.
Almost
Blue.
a yard's worth.
Almost a yard's worth. Yeah, it calls them blue, but I think they look like Aurora Borealis, so I'll stick with that. I'm wondering whether 2 is enough for this girl here. And I'm wondering whether the green really has a place in that at all. And I'm going to bring that down to Bobby's foot. I've got no pink. There is no pink. Oh, well, I don't know. That might be pink. That one down there might be pink. And there's also a white, sort of off-white, white sort of colour. Come here, Mr. Pink. Well, probably Mrs. actually. Yeah, that's probably nicer. This is where you lose all your time, isn't it? I'm wondering whether to put those 2 up there. I think they look quite nice. And this one down here by Bob. Yeah.
If you want my advice,
Yeah.
get rid.
Get rid. Okay. It has no place, does it?
No.
Fair enough. You only had to say. Right, so I'm going to put that down there and those 2 up there. What does that look like, guys? It looks all right in real life. They're a bit lost, actually, on the screen, but it looks okay. So, I'm going to use my collage medium because I know it doesn't set instantly. And are they big enough to fill those holes? I think so. And it'll leave me some glue behind it to stick my gem to. So I'm putting quite a bit down. I'm putting that on there, pushing it through so I've got some glue. See, it just moves around all the time, that collage medium. So I don't know where my sticky tool's gone. I've lost it somewhere. So I'm going to try and just drop that in there.
Yeah, Jim says even bread would work.
It's dropped the wrong way round. Now it's got glue on top of it. Yeah, Brad would work. Go there, look. Yeah, you see the problems with collage medium. It doesn't do it. Just doesn't cut it. Right, I'm going to stick this on her. There, wherever that is, there. That's a bit crinkled up, and I quite like that it's crinkled up. so I'm not going to try and straighten it. I'm going to do this death-defying act of trying to get another one of these off. And stick that in the middle. Go on, go on, go on. Yes. Leave that to stick, and this purple one. So where do I want it? About there. So I'm using loads of glue. Loads. I just want to hold that down, which is not easy when you've got shaky hands. Put that there. Get another one of these. Drop that in the middle. I wish it just dropped. That would be so much easier if it did actually drop. But it's kind of got glue on it to hold it onto the thing. Right, so that's there. That's there. Let's just bring that over a little bit to there. And I'm just going to leave that now. Just going to ignore it. And it'll dry, hopefully, by the time I've wrapped up. So that is, oh no, I haven't put the tag on. I don't want to do it now because my flowers are wet. I'm going to put those back in the bag because you never know. Day might come when I wish I had those. So there we are. That is my tag for the week. I'm going to put some ribbon in the top, but that's my tag for the week. It is, watch your ears. It is Four-Legged Friend, our Bob. So could you put that somewhere just to dry and see if I can get that collage medium to dry? Thanks, thank you. Right, so the next one, I need to sit down in a darkened room here. Yeah, I should have pretty much everything I need in this bag. Having said that, you know that's not going to be the case. Oh, I know, before I do that, let me show you the journal that we're making. Let me just get a clean Timmy towel, because I don't want to get it all mucked up. Let's move the brayer to one side, shall we? Right. So, this is my project box, and here is the project. So this is as far as we've got. That's the way it goes, like that. I'm using some Stamperia paper, and look at it, isn't it fabulous? Mr. F's just going to move out a little bit so you can see it, but isn't it beautiful, that Stamperia pad? And the purple paper itself is from a pad from the range. It was just one of those cheap as chip things, but actually the more I use it, the more I like it. It's just pretty. And that flaps out like that. That flaps up and we'll have something there and there. This is just an acetate window sewn around it. It's got a little button on it, so I'll put some string there to attach it. Thinking about it, however, I may also put a flap that goes that way, that comes down. So I can't help myself, okay? I might overflap it, but anyway. And then here we've got a large pocket down there. So that's that. Folds like that. Here we'll have some niceness. This is the flap that the left hand side will attach onto ultimately. Then we've got some flip flaps here. These aren't the ones that are the front ones. They're kind of intermediary, and they flap out like that. And they've got a little journaling book, a little journal. I've used white copier paper because it's white. I didn't want to put coffee stained paper in because I didn't think that would go. So that's that one. This is the other one at the other side. And then we've got a little side flap here that's got two little journaling cards in, with little tabs on, the butterfly attached, and they go in like that. They are acetate windows with a butterfly behind, and we just stamped on a piece of paper, sewn around those. That flips out like that. Then we've got 2 envelopes here, and they've got journaling in them. And they just fit like that, and that just gets tucked into there. And then we've got 2 big pockets on the back with journaling cards in each. They're identical, with these lovely tags from the Stamperia pad, and of course you can journal on the back. So that's kind of as far as we've got, and it's taken 2 long videos to get this far, and there's a lot to come. You know, I mean, we're not even anything like halfway yet, because this side's slightly more complex than this side. But that's where we are. It's kind of nice. I kind of like it. They flip over, do they? No, that might... Yeah, I think they've... Oh, I can't remember now. Does that one flip in? No, they flip first. Then that flips over. And when this side's finished, it flips in next, and that comes over the top, because that's got the wide spine there. So we're making progress, slowly but surely. And while I was in Hobbycraft yesterday, I bought some little things that I thought would assist. So I got some little flowers, some enamel drops, which I really like, and some purple mulberry flowers. So that's everything to do with that project in there. The purple project box. So let's move on to the next thing. And it should be all in a box. That's the theory. Let's just put some things away. All in a bag, I should have said. Right, then. Once again, we've got the clock. It's kind of, this is similar. This has got a similar feel to the one we've just done, except it's not kind of grungy. It's more of your pretty, on the pretty side of life. But still using dyes, still using the clock, still using flowers.
Mike loves the purple.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike.
And Jen says the use of twine on the tags is brilliant and acts with less bulk.
Yeah, it does. It does. I just at the moment I'm really into adding things to tags. You know, 1 or 2 extra layers of journaling cards or tags or butterflies, whatever it is. I just love them hanging out the pocket. I don't know why. I honestly don't know. I haven't seen it anywhere. It's just something that's, you know, in my head. Right, okay, I remember now what I'm doing. I've got all these die cuts. You know, I was going to use this Dina Wakley gloss spray, but I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to use ink. So, Mr. F, can you put that? I'll be back in a minute or whatever it is, and I'll go and get my inks. Right, I'm back, and I managed to grab some picked raspberry, picket fence, and prize ribbon. The prize ribbon's an oxide, the others are ink, so they could do with it a good shake. That'll do, I'll stand it upside down. So yeah, what I want to do is just, this is the mixed media paper again, and it's just one tag, one thickness. It will be backed, of course. So, thank you, my love. So I'm just going to damp, oh, come on. All right, okay, so there was obviously some brush all around. Oh, it could be worse, couldn't it? Everything could always be worse. I don't know quite where I've picked that up from. I was using it this morning, so. Right, so I'm... It's a disaster.
It's a self-colouring tag.
Yeah, that's just out the lid. Do I want to... It's a bit radical, isn't it? Well, let's just spray it and see. I'm going to add some water to that, just to, because I don't want it that dark. Let's just make that move. It's got some blue roll in case of disasters. Yeah, if I had something like tattered rose or something like that, I would have definitely used that, but I haven't, so I'll use what I've got. Just going to just spray that a bit more just to bring it down off the edge. There we go. That's all right. That's fine. It's kind of what I'm after. So that'll do nicely. So I'm going to dry that. I'm then going to put blue on it, so it's going to mix and we're going to get some sort of purple, but it'll be what it'll be. If you dry it, it takes slightly longer for it to mix with the blue, you know, the next colour that you put on, but it will mix. So, let me say hello to our younger viewers. Hi, Sophia. How are you doing? I hope you're doing all right. And also to Chloe, who's a big girl, really. But if you watch Chloe, thank you very much for watching. I hope you get some ideas from things that I do.
Misty, which colour is that?
This is picked raspberry. It's really bright magenta. And this that I'm coming in with now is prize ribbon, and it's a very blue. So I'm going to have to get my water at work, I think. I don't want to put too much on and run it. Oh, you see, so much of it. Right, that's just enough for probably 100 tags, but never mind. Oh, look at that. It's glorious. Let me just dab some of that off because there's too much ink there. I don't want it that dark.
Debbie says she's done day 2 of the flippy floppy. She's got to do day 3 today.
Oh, right.
And the next ones will probably be tomorrow, will it, or the day after?
Depends how wrecked I am after this. I might need to lie down in a darkened room for quite some time after this. I'm just trying to, you know, I know this is quite a dark colour, but I'm just trying to get some of the bulk of the colour out of it and weaken it down, dilute it is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, Jan just popped back in. Sorry, I keep coming in and out. What's Miss P playing with?
Just ordinary spray stains. I think that's probably all right, you know. I've still got blue, I've still got pink. They haven't all totally merged together, which is good. Let's dry that before they do. So yeah, if you want a lighter colour, that's what to do. Put it on, add as much water as you dare, and tap it off, you know. And just like anything, it will be less strong if you dilute it with water.
Sound advice, Jen.
That's not fair, you picking on my friend.
She knows I love a read.
So just dry this off. And then I want to put a pattern on it. I'll show you what I had in mind, but I've changed my mind since then. I had that sort of thing in mind, which is sparkly, Jen. But I think it's too much. Don't know. I'll see. I might have to use it. I quite like this though. It's all right. Yeah, there we go. It's fairly dry. Yeah, this one I used the Dina Wakley sprays in pink and blue, a really nice muted pink and blue. And I thought this was a relatively muted pink. But it's not. It's a really hit you in your face pink, which I thought was just a bit too pink for what I wanted. And now I've gone ahead and used picked raspberry. So I don't know. I'm going to spray through this stencil, see what happens, and then I'll make my choice. Either that one or this one. So really I should have things covered up because, you know, spraying is a messy job. I think my splat box has bitten the dust. Let's just put this around here. Like that. We'll be fine. That'll do. That'll do the job. Do I want to use pink or blue? Should we go with pink? Look at the state of me. I'm a right mess. Oh, this is a bit leaky. Never mind.
I can get a new one. A different colour.
No, I'll stick with this. Thank you, though. Right, so I'm just gonna... I need it on its side. I don't know why. It might be something to do with being left-handed. I think that way is closer to the background. You want it as close as you can get it, actually, to save it going underneath it. I might just, in this instance, use some, oh look here, I've got some masking tape, that'll do. So you just want a little bit, just to hold it down. I don't want to catch the tag particularly, I just want a big enough piece of tape in it. Just hold that down so there's as small a gap as possible between the stencil, as it's decided to rip, between the stencil and whatever it is you're spraying. So that's about as good as I can get it, really. So here goes. Is that enough? Is that enough? Does anybody know? Is that enough? Oh, it's awful being the adult. You have to make these decisions yourself. Let's take those off. Let's just move this. Oh, it's nice. And I'm just going to stamp off this stamp onto my mop-up paper. So I'm just literally going to turn it over and stamp it. I'm going to get my brayer out and do that. And if any comes off, then it's a bonus. If it doesn't, we've lost nothing anyway. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. I really like it. And in fact, I've still got some left on there, which I'm going to add water to. And do the same again. Do it that way this time. We've had I don't know what you call them, vintage. I've made a new word up. Vintage car, veteran car, I don't know. Old car rally going past our house. Look at that, for nothing. It's free. It's a great background. Excellent. So, can I just give that to you, please? It's a bit mank. Actually, would you rinse that? It's too much. I'm going to put this away. Look at that. It turned out great. Eve, little faith. Anyway. It's a good job, really, you don't watch me. To watch me craft. Well, I'm hoping on today that's the truth, because things have gone wrong a little bit, haven't they? You know, from time to time. But that stencil, spraying through the stencil is nice. There's a fine line, actually, between when it's enough and when it's too much. And when it's too much, it comes over the side of the stencil and just fills it all in. But this, for some reason, it's gone well today. You could probably do the larger spraying area and spray from higher. You get a better result if you do that. But there we go. That's all right. So I definitely prefer that to that one. They're very different. But this is the one I'm going to go with. This is a die that I bought yesterday in Hobbycraft. It's a new Sizzix one with leaves and shoots and stuff on it, which is right up my street. It's sort of stuff I use every day of the week. And I'm just going to wipe my hands, if you don't mind, because they're just getting a little bit ridiculous. So yeah, I can't wait to see everybody who's doing it's version of the mega flippy flappy. I mean, I know that some people want the measurements in a sort of form type, you know, that they can print out and follow along with, but it's just so complex. The only thing I can tell you is watch the videos and make notes. And I know that doesn't sound very helpful, but it's about the best I can come up with, really. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Well, that's about as good as I'm going to get them for a while, isn't it? Oh, I'm filthy. Right, okay, so that's pretty dry now. So on here, what I want to do is... Did I tip my entire box out? So where are the crucial parts? Might be here. I'm going to use these two bottles, which are another Biggs die. Oh, these aren't the ones. I've got two somewhere else that I thought I'd put in my project bag. Well, they're definitely not in there. Oh, come on, where are they?
What have we lost now?
My bottles. I guess I could use that one. I'll use that one and this one. It'll be fine. It'll be alright on the night. Yeah. Okay.
Got some bottles.
No, it's fine. These will do very nicely. Thank you. Right, so I was sure I'd put them in there, but they're not in there. So right, so what we want to do now is ink these up. So let's get some pink. I've got sponge sugar. I've got worn lipstick, picked raspberry, tattered rose and aged mahogany. I don't know, let's try on the back, shall we, and see what they look like. So this is the back of the die, is it? No, this is the back. That's quite a nice pink. Yeah, I'm going with that. So let's put those away. And what I'm going to do is come in from the edge like that. And you guys have seen me do this, I'm sure, a million times.
Sinead's got to go and feed her husband.
Oh, I've just realised I'm doing all that on the wrong side. Sinead, you haven't gone very well trained, have you? I don't think that's the right colour now, you know, after all that. Look, good job I did it on the wrong side. I think I'm going to have to use the picked raspberry.
Jen says she hates it when she loses a bottle, especially on a Saturday night. And Mike says if you've lost it, I'll probably have it.
We don't do that, do we? We have our separate bottles of pop. Mr. F has Diet Coke. I have Diet Lemonade. Last of the swingers we are. Right, let's hope this is alright. I'm going to try it on the wrong side. It's picked raspberry, so I'm going to have to just tread a little bit carefully with this. All along the bottom and all along the top, and that top bit of the bottle there. Then I want to come up the other side. Right, so that's quite a lot of the ink off there now. So I'm just going to start to drag that into the middle. So it's coloured, but not very coloured as we get nearer to the middle. As I don't want this to be a vintage looking thing, I don't want it distressed, but I do want it coloured. So just to make it look authentic, like it's round, like it has a rounded form, the edges should be darker and it should get lighter as you get towards the centre, where the light's hitting off it. I'm running out of ink on my dauber, but I'm hoping I've got enough to see me through. Because I don't want to put new ink on it now because it's going to be too thick, too heavy. So just take your time and you'll end up with a white flash down the centre or down the side or wherever you decide, and it makes it look like that's where the light's hitting it. Right, so now I'm going to get some more ink and I'm going to just come in on the edges again, darken them down quite a bit. Just to add to that sort of roundness of the bottle. There we go. So that's going to go there. That looks quite nice. So now the next problem is, or decision, I shouldn't say problem, even if it is do I do the other bottle in blue or picked raspberry again? I think picked raspberry would be too much again. There'd be too much pink, you know, pink. Say it, say the word. Picked, thank you. Picked raspberry. So I think I am going to go for blue. It's going to go kind of there, like that. You can add labels to them. You know, you can draw them on if you want to or whatever. I've got Faded Jeans, Uncharted Mariner, Salty Ocean. Oh, I've got Prize Ribbon, would you believe that? Excellent. Prize Ribbon, the perfect colour, because that's the colour I used in the background. So, I don't know, is that the right colour? That looks like Faded Jeans, but actually that might be Prize Ribbon. So let's, same with this one as the other. So you can go right across the top, because that's always dark, round the edges. Just keep it just to the edge, along the bottom. Bottom's always dark, then up the other side. Like so. And then we can just do that. And then start to come in from the side. So I'm just pressing really lightly. And just bringing that ink across. Like so. Same here. So I'm just leaving that white flash where it looks like the light's hit it. And I'm just going to get some more and just do the edges again. There we go. Is that alright? Maybe needs a little bit just there, just to make it look like the neck of the bottle. Lovely. That's great. So that was quite painless. Let's put that back. I like my little finger daubers. I mean, they're a bit of an expense when you buy them, but they're not as expensive as buying 40 full-size sponges. And, you know, I leave them there. You can see which colours is which. I've actually got 3 that are unused. Yay. So they're available whenever I need a colour that I don't use very often. Let's just pick up this bit of ink here before we get it where it doesn't want to be. There we go. Right. So I'm just going to waft over those with it. That looks nice, actually. It's very bright compared to anything that I normally do, but that's okay. So I'm just going to dry these a little bit. Surprising how wet just ink makes you things. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. That'll be fine, I'd say, by now. Right, so what I want to do is get my twine, my thin twine that I use, and I want to tie it around the neck of the bottle. So I'm going to allow myself plenty, because we all know that I'm not good at this. And wrap it round the neck of the bottle. Like that, that's fine. And put that somewhere.
Jen says a nice blue bottle of gin is a favourite.
Oh,
You just need to add a picture of Queen Victoria.
sapphire. That's what it's called, isn't it? Sapphire gin, I think. I don't know where my little scissors have gone. So.
Which scissors are you after?
The little white ones.
Little white ones.
Yeah, it's all right. So let's cut that off with plenty of allowance, shall we? And if I was feeling brave, I would tie a bow, but I'm not, so I'm just going to tie a knot. You just want to hold that make sure it's quite tight on the neck, because nobody wants a loose neck. Your head might fall off. There we go. So, I mean, that looks relatively authentic. Where are my white scissors? They're here somewhere, surely. I've already had them today, so they can't be that lost. Then again,
I don't know, what did you do with them last?
oh, here they are, look. They're just hiding there, just there. So let's trim those off. Like that. So we've got a nice little neck round the bottle, something round the neck of the bottle, should I say. And I've got this other bit that I'm going to do exactly the same with. You don't have to do both. You don't have to do any, of course you don't. It's your blinking project. Do what you wish. So I'm just going to try and keep that fairly tight whilst not in my bow. No, well, I'm not putting a bow on. A bow would look really cute, actually, but we all know that I struggle with bows. so I'm not gonna do a bow. There we go. That's nice. Not sure that's exactly tight enough. There we go. So just cut that off, leave a couple of little ends.
Michelle says that's a nice touch, Miss P.
Thank you. I always think it's about the details. Doesn't matter what you do, it's about the details.
And Candy says, what is the twine you're using, please?
Well, I bought it off Etsy ages ago. It's this. It's 1mm hemp twine. I don't know who I bought it off. I'll have a look back through my Etsy purchases, but I bought it ages ago. But it's so darned handy, it really is. Now, the question is, do I want to put a stamp on the front of my bottles? I think I might, actually. I might. I'm going to try the blue one first. Got this little stamp out, and I think I'm going to stamp in black. Actually, I'll just get my black Versifying Clay and Nocturne. And I'm not fussed if it doesn't all come out perfectly, because it's an old vase. You watch, I mean, it'll come out great when I'm not fussed. So I'm just going to put that fairly centrally there. Yeah, I mean, that's just blinking perfect. And then this one as well I'm going to do. I've got this sort of two grasses that I think fit. Ooh, yeah, they just fit. That'll be all right. I think that'll be okay. Too bad if it's not, isn't it? We've wrecked it then. Right, so let's put that there. Down from the neck as much as I can. Okay, two perfect stamps. Oh, is that from just now? Yeah. Messy cup. So I'll just put that back on there and deal with it later. So yeah, I've painted my vases. So that's going to go like that, that's going to go like that. And I think they look better for being decorated. Right, then, next thing is this new die that I bought. I cut out this one, the leafy one. Oh, you can't see. This one, the long leaf. And I was thinking it was going to go on a very pale background. But it's what I've got, so what I've got's what I've got. So I want that to come quite far up. So I'm going to cut that there. I'm going to cut it in an angle because I want the... That wasn't what I meant to do. That wasn't what I meant to do at all. I meant to preserve that to put down the bottom, but you know, that isn't going to work. I need to just trim off that last leaflet. So it can go down into there and come up like that. And I've also got the little twiggy bits as well. I think I'll put one of the twiggy bits over there like that. This in the centre like that. And I've got the longer twiggy bits. Look, I'm all organised with my way of it anyway. That's got a curve that way naturally. So let's pull that out and put that in there. shorten that down a bit, down to there. And this curves naturally that way, so let's chop that off there. Quite like this die, actually, this die set. I can see it's kind of up my street. That's a bit long, actually. Yeah, like that. I'm happy with that. That looks okay. Now let's just sort out what we're going to put in this one. I have got a clock as well, but I just don't know if I can use it. It's a light pink. It's got a shimmer to it, but I don't know. I don't think it goes. What do you think, Mr.
No, you could always colour the back of it in a different colour if you wanted it to match, and stick it the one way up.
Yeah, it would be backwards then now, wouldn't it? Not that that matters unduly. Well, if I was to colour it, what? I'm going to leave it. I'm not happy about it, so excuse me, I'm going to leave it. Right, so here I would say that I want that cut about there. Now I'm going to try and cut this the way I wanted it. So just a little bit of a V there. Oh, I think that's too much again. And a little bit of a V on this side. Which is going to leave me with that, which I want to lie down at the bottom of here. Like that. This light blue is not the best colour, I will grant you that. But you know, it's what I've got.
We have ink for.
Yeah. And maybe this down here, I don't know. I'm just flower arranging as I go along. It's really annoying when things keep moving, I can tell you. So let's put that there. I want these to be lower than the other one. That there. And I've got this bit that I chopped off from the other one, which is perfect. Let's put that down a little bit, but there. Right, so I've got, which is the right side, that is going to go there, and then this, which I made a bit of a hash of, I probably can get it to look all right. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. If I lie one over the other, they'll look fine. Right, let's get that lot stuck down then. So I'm going to have to start, as always, from the back to the front. So the lowest thing here is this leaf. So let's get sticking. So it's a good time to go for a coffee, comfort break, homemade noodles, whatever. What are you cooking today, Mike? We've discussed your homemade noodles quite a lot this week, to be fair. We decided that we would just go to the supermarket.
Kyung says the colours are so pretty, the tag is a work of art.
Oh, Kyung, you're such a sweetheart.
Catherine with a K likes the light blue against the pink.
Oh, thank you. Right, I'm just going to...
Erin says hi, she's a bit late.
Hi, Erin. You are a bit late, but to be fair, it hasn't been the best life in the world.
And Judy G likes that dye as well, she'll have to look for it.
Yeah, it is. It's useful, isn't it? I do like twiggy bits and bits like that. You know, I mean, you all know that I love those daisies in the wildflower set. But I think with a couple of these twigs in an appropriate colour, I think it would just look great.
Mike's having a grill out, he's doing hamburgers and hot dogs.
Ooh, delicious. Delicious. We had, well, I'd call it corned beef hash, except there was no corned beef in it. It wasn't a vegetarian or anything like that. It had minced beef in it. And for later on, we're having lentil soup, which is the end of the massive pot that Mr. F made the other day. Because I've now, as you know, I've got this monitor on my arm that is a bit of a a telltale, and if I eat anything that I shouldn't eat, it tells on me. Whoops. So there we go, that's that. So I now can stick my pink bottle on. So you can see that twine at the back is nice and tight. It's not flippy floppy at all. And this is mixed media paper as well. The whole thing is mixed media paper. Because I'm never sure what I'm going to do really. So if I use mixed media paper, I can do anything I like to it. So that's about there, I'd say. Looks pretty straight, I think. Let's stop for a drink, just momentarily. Bring out my gin and tonic. Grilling out, that sounds good, doesn't it? Painting gnome pins, Linda. Yeah, I saw your pins that you're making. Chicken and noodles, one of my favourite dishes to make and eat. Sounds gorgeous. Lentil soup is gorgeous, I love it. Right, time to get back on the road with this business. So that's gonna go there. I like it when you can't see daylight, you know, in that section there, so I like to overlap them so they're like that. And then let's put this in first, and I think it might be thin enough, yeah it is, for me to bend it round. That's even better, that's good news. These are going to be very, very useful dies. 14 quid, mind you. I know I'm always going on about the money, but crafting stuff, it's such a price, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Right, so I'm going to have this coming out the top and going way over there on its own sweet path in life. It's what we all should be able to do. So yeah, those of you that have joined late, let me tell you that the theme for next week's tag is an animal with 4 legs. I don't know if I want anything else in there. Kind of just like that. I'm going to leave that as it is, I quite like it. Right, so I have got a spare one of these. I need to glue this down, don't be silly. Of course you need to glue it down. Yeah, an animal with 4 legs, so no birds, no fish, no snakes, no things like that. It's got to have 4 legs. Or intended to have 4 legs. If you're unfortunate enough to have a dog or a cat that's lost a leg, that counts, because it was intended to have 4 legs. So don't want to be discriminatory against disabled animals. And I'll show, at the end I'll show you the one I did, and I used a picture of our Bobby. We miss Bobby, in fairness.
She's got to go. She's got to go and do some packing. Pack some parcels.
Oh, right, okay.
She'll see you in the group next week.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. Right, so the thing that I want to do now is to put some of this along the bottom here, just to soften it up. And now I know that that bends, I can just put it like that. I'd be interested if anybody else does this one to see what it looks like in pastel colours, because I think it might look quite nice. It also might look quite nice in vintage colours. I just was kind of went off down this route. So I'm going to put that there as low as I can and turn it up like that. And I could also have that if I needed to. No, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm actually going to leave it just as it is. Right, the other thing that I added to mine was some of these white flowers, and I left them white. These are the ones that you've seen me dye loads of times, and they do dye really well. They're so annoying because you get stacks of them together. That's one. And they're really hard to separate. That's two. I think that's just one, which I could put just down there. So I quite like just the white flowers. I like them being white. I think it adds something. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use this collage medium again. I don't know why I'm persisting with that. I really don't. And I don't want to hide up. I don't want to cover up the fact that there's twine on the neck. So I'm putting a really big blob there. I'm just going to bring it to that side of the twine. I quite like the white actually, just being white. And that one just there. You could put them right at the neck of the bottle if you wanted to, like they were sort of in, you know, flowers on the stems, like kind of like orchids, or what do you call that one? Jasmine, is it? Oh, I can't remember. That grows on the stems. Flowers grow on the stems. Right, so let's put some glue in the centre of these and stick these gems in. It's been tense. It's been tense. I think I need my tweezers to do this. Let's just push that down into place. There we go. And it'll take its own sweet time to dry, but you know, that's up to it. I'm sure Mr. F stopped breathing. I can't hear him breathing. There we are. And just one more down at the bottom there. I do quite like these gems. And I think actually they were the cheapest thing I bought, so.
It's nice to know you think I've stopped breathing, yet you don't stop crafting to check.
Oh no, you have to get your priorities right, Mr. F.
I know.
Right, so there we go. That's that. I'm probably going to go around the outside with, you know, or should I go around the outside with prize ribbon? Let's just be totally rebellious. This is absolutely not like me, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not sure that's exactly straight, but it's stuck now. Right. Could you have a look in the ribbon drawer, please, and see if there's any blue ribbon? I kind of think in my head there's some, blue organza, but it might have been used actually.
No, I bought a new roll, didn't I?
Oh yeah. Fancy using blue to go around something. It's novel, isn't it? I've done projects in the past where I've used faded jeans as my inking colour. I quite liked that actually, it was quite nice. That's perfect, thank you. So there we go, not forgetting that those gems will not be dry yet. I don't know how long it takes to dry. It takes its own sweet time, no idea how long that is. So let's just find the centre of this.
Judy G says you've gone rogue and it looks great.
Gone rogue. Oh, thank you, Judy G.
And Keong just loves this tag, the colours are amazing.
Oh, Keong, you are so lovely. Well, it certainly wasn't what I had in mind, that I can tell you.
Catherine of the K says they're amazing. And Roz says looks so very pretty.
Oh, thank you, guys. Honestly, you're so nice to me. When you consider this really wasn't what I had in mind at all. But I quite like the stencil. I quite like spraying through the stencil. I enjoyed that. There we go. So I've got this blue organza ribbon, also from Hobbycraft, but not yesterday. I've had it for a while. So let's just take a piece of that off.
Erin said she would love to see a whole journal with bright colours like this.
Well, boho journals are like this, aren't they? When I've done boho journals, they've been very bright, haven't they, Mr. F?
Yeah. Sunglass worthy.
Yeah, very bright. Lots of gold, lots of metallics. I don't know, it's just not my happy place. I mean, I quite like this tag, if I'm honest with you. But to try and do a whole boho journal, ooh, I would find that daunting, let's say. And I don't know if it would be any good either. I don't know if boho is my thing. So that's organza ribbon, which is actually really nice. There we go. So just trim the ends off that. And this side. So there we have it. There's our tag eventually. And the other one, could you reach me the other one, please? The other one hasn't got its ribbon on yet. I'm hoping it's dry and I can put the ribbon on. Thank you. Yeah, I think they're dry. So the ribbon that I'm thinking of for this one is this. It's probably the best colour I've got.
Louise says, thank you for streaming, she's got to go and walk the dog.
Oh, you've got to go and walk the dog for sure. When it's dog walking time, they won't let you off with it. So just make a mark at the halfway point. I'm quite pleased to have a tag with Bobby in it. It's pleasing me.
Michelle says there's another stunning work of art. Julie says that looks wonderful, Miss P. Ross says both are fantastic.
Oh.
Michelle says absolutely fabulous.
Oh. Well, you've done well to stick with me today, that's all I can say, because it didn't start off being too good, did it? I'm putting gold in here because I've got that gold clock there. I was going to put a different colour in, but there we go. Just going to tie a bow with this, which is weird that it's the right colour, but it is. It's a kind of damask pinky sort of colour. Kind of nowhere on there can I see saltwater taffy. Nowhere. It's very strange. But we've worked with it.
Nancy loves the bright colours and adores the jars. She loved the Timmy tag but loved the colourful tag the mostest.
Thank you, Nancy. Oh, nearly. I so nearly did that. Ugh. I thought I'd got over my my tag tie-in problems. But apparently not. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Botastrophe.
Just did it. A botastrophe. Not that one. That's not a botastrophe. That's good. It's kind of upside down. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There we go. Look, I'm just going to cut the ends off and it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. Right, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the fruits of my work for the day. So, we have the Bobby tag, the Bright tag. We have this tag, which was my mock-up for this one, which turned out absolutely nothing like it. And then we have the one that I did for that one, which was this one here. You can see that paste behind it that I used on the stencil. But doesn't it look pale when you compare the two? It just looks pale. So that's my 4 tags for the day. We've also got our mop-up sheet. Don't forget that. That's lovely. You know, you could cut that. I mean, that'd be perfect for those suitcases, wouldn't it? Yeah, or those twigs, you know, the die I've just bought, those twiggy ones. That'd be brilliant. And then we've got that, also very nice. So, yeah, don't forget about your mop-ups. You know, you'll think at the time, I'll never use that. But there will come a time when you're cutting a die out and you'll think, oh, I just want something that's a bit mottled that's, you know, and there you'll have it. Be ready to use.
Nancy says Will likes Timmy.
Does he?
They now live in a divided house.
Well done, Will. Yes, you must assert yourself, and if you like Timmy, that's fine. Although I feel I must tell you that some time ago I was doing a video and I said, I was going on about Timmy and how much I loved him and whatever, and I said, you know, I love him so much I might marry him. And somebody said, I think I should tell you, he's gay. Which I found hysterical. I still find it hysterical. So, yeah, Will, be warned. Right, okay, thank you so much. It's been another long one again today. I'm glad that everybody that joined me. It's so nice to have you. I can't look up all the time and see what you're talking about, but I know that as a group, you're quite a cohesive bunch. And, you know, you're very welcoming to people. And for that, I'm really appreciative. Because, you know, some people message me and they're shy about either joining the group or joining in the chat. And all I can do is say to them, you won't be sorry. You will be welcomed with open arms. And I know that you do, and for that I'm really grateful.
Teresa says she met Timmy 30 years ago. Goodness
me. Must have been a chubby, spotty youth. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Jilly. Thank you, Kyung. And Judy. And once again, thank you to every single person that has donated even a penny piece to our channel. It is well used, I hope you can see, and I do try and give back as much as I can. So thanks, guys. I'll see you through the week with the mega journal, you know, as it progresses, and I'll see you next Sunday, all being well. Take care, everybody. Look after each other, and don't forget to be kind. Bye.
Bye everyone, be safe, be kind, be happy. Bye.